Steve tells Kayla that there's no news on Theo yet, but they don't get far in talking about it before he gets a text and grabs Kayla to run. Alex, meanwhile, opens an envelope with a white powder, and he and Stephanie hurry out of the apartment, just as Jada gets home. They fill her in, and she tells them this could be a bio threat, then calls in the cavalry. Javi examines the couple out in the square, but it doesn't look like they were exposed to anything dangerous. But they still need to examine the powder, so all three need to avoid contact with people until they have answers. So, the middle of the town's social and commercial district is a great place to hang out. Got it. Jada gets a call just before Kayla and Steve arrive in a panic and runs off to the next crisis. Stephanie, Alex, and her parents go over what happened, and Kayla finally learns about the creepy letters. Steve then tells them that the only prints his contact found on the letters were Holly's. The writer knows the prints would be incriminating because they have a criminal history. The writer's obsessed with her, Steve muses, so they would want to take Alex out. Gwen finds EJ's phone on the floor, searches for him, then gets Susan worried enough to call her son in as missing. Rita, meanwhile, calls EJ's phone, so Gwen deletes all logs of their conversations from his phone. Once Susan gets off the phone, she tries getting a vibe, but can't lock onto EJ. It's like something or someone is blocking me. Is it Stefano? Or just crypt interference? Then Jada shows up, sweeps through the mansion and staff, and takes EJ's phone from Gwen. Turns out, she wiped the whole phone, not just Rita's conversations. Susan figures that whoever erased the phone kidnapped EJ, but it doesn't make sense to Jada. In fact, the wiping makes it look more like EJ is staging this kidnapping. EJ wakes in the crypt, greeted by an exhausted Theo and Chad. They catch him up to speed, and EJ admits he had the entrance to the crypt sealed off after all the atrocities. No one would think to look there. Really? They wouldn't check and see that it was unsealed and get suspicious. Tony and Kristen are asleep, and EJ demands to know why they haven't charged the door yet. They would have, but whoever threw EJ in fired a warning shot. There's no escape. They tried everything. Chad sends Theo to get some sleep, too, and Chad asks EJ how his kids are. They're fine, and EJ got a continuance from the judge at the court hearing. Chad thanks him profusely, then does a complete 180 and accuses EJ of faking being thrown in here to seem innocent since he kidnapped them. You are never the victim. More often than not, you are the victimizer. Chad demands EJ tell him that he's not behind this, and EJ doesn't exactly do that. But he does cast a lot of blame around. Javi calls Stephanie and Alex up to tell them the substance was powdered sugar. In a letter from Alex's aunt. Steve and Kayla are relieved, but the letter writer could still be dangerous. So Steve's moving in to protect them for now. Jada takes EJ's phone to look for fingerprints and to try to recover any of the wiped data. Nothing's ever wiped clean. Gwen looks like she's going to throw up and drops her glass. While they're picking it up, Jada finds a syringe and adds it to the evidence. Once she leaves, Susan accuses her of trying to hide something from the commish and promises that if she had anything to do with EJ's disappearance, she'll pay. Theo wakes up to let EJ and Chad know that it looks like Kristen's got a fever from her wound.